Hello and welcome to the Thursday Night GT Championship race highlights, round 3 and 4 from Dubai Autodrome. We started the season in dramatic fashion in a very stormy Barfest, providing some great action and plenty of talking points. But as I said, we are here in Dubai, ready to continue the season and to see if the roughs of out of control racing will continue their dominance. But we do have with us this time Lance Loomis. How are you doing, Lance?
Doing pretty well. How are you doing, John?
I'm good, thank you. Looking forward to this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. I think we're filled for a action-packed sprint race here in Dubai. We did switch to the shorter version of Dubai. If people remember from last season, we ran the GP version, and we've switched to the international version for this round in this season. So we'll see how well it goes.
Yeah, making it a little bit shorter, a little bit more tightly packed in the field.
Yeah, it's basically made it where in sector 2, if you make a mistake, you're likely to get passed, basically. Where in the GP track, the long straight really made it almost impossible to pass. So
Yeah.
we'll see. You don't ever hear that very often. Long straight can't pass. So
No, I was just thinking that actually.
so we got that fixed up, but I think we're in for a doozy.
Yeah. So we do have a couple of changes actually this week. So we got Jelani Patterson stepping down this weekend, and he's going to be replaced by Tyler Swartz in the Audi R8. And Julian Stevens has been replaced by who some of us know him, Anders Prem, in Hammer Time Racing and Mercedes. Some of us know that he is a very quick driver, but when he gets used to the game, I'm sure he'll be challenging towards the front. And for one race only, we've got Ronnie Dewey replacing Liam McEwen in your teammate Lance in the McLaren.
Yes, that's correct. And we got good news today that Liam has got his new wheel back, so we will see him for Bruno in this next round. So be
Yeah,
glad to have an actual regular teammate again.
yeah. So let's just have a little look at the track the drivers are going to be racing around. Round 2 of the Tuesday Night GT Championship brings us to Dubai Autodrome. This specific racetrack, built in 2004, is a 2.6 mile layout, and we're on the international track this week. 10 turns, 6 right-handers, 4 left-handers, defined by 2 half-mile straights. The first of which is this start finish straight, running down into turn 1, braking about 200 metres all the way down to 70 miles an hour. Then we're coming round to the chicane. Important to come in slowly into the first part to get a good exit and a good run through the second. Then onto another half-mile straight, running down into turn 4, braking about 250 metres. Very slow corner here, good opportunity for an overtake. Now into a few little hairpins, 3, 4 and 5. Another good opportunity to overtake here. Then we've got a fast left-hander here, which brings us into another tight hairpin. Then all the way around to the final corner. Very good chance for overtaking on this track, and let's see what it brings in this race. So, as I mentioned earlier on, the first round of the season was action-packed. How did you find it, Lance? Obviously, you got a very good podium in race 1.
Yeah, the feature race was definitely a recovery drive for me. I got knocked off in turn 1. I think someone just broke late and hit into somebody else, which knocked me off. But I was surprised to finish third. I saved my pit stop to literally the end of the race, hoping that it would dry up a little bit and I can, let the power in the McLaren really go on the straights. But it stayed nasty, foggy, and rainy all race. And then the sprint race was I go and say a recovery drive because you had to start from the back as the top 5 don't qualify. But Just had a little contact with a bunch of people going up and down the hill, so it was still an interesting race. And I think me and Bashny had a really good sprint race there. I'm sure the viewers enjoyed that one.
Yeah, and can I just say that Lance has said interesting race, which means I'm not the only one who says it. For all those haters out there, Ben Milden, what? Um,
I was
um,
say we can give a shout out to Ryan L83 and say a 2-horse or 3-horse race.
yeah. So yeah, you mentioned it was wet. Do you find the wet a bit easier to, or do you find you're more competitive in the wet?
It just depends on how much practice you get in. When I drove the Janetta last season, I would say yes, because I had that Janetta was super light, so it was good in the dry or the wet. The McLaren's got a little bit of more weight upon it, and it has a really bad understeering problem. So when you put that with the wet as well, and massive understeer is no fun. But I I'll find a way to work around it. It's all in a matter of time of getting the setup hashed out. And I think me and Liam are almost there with a nice little base setup for us to use for the rest of the season.
Yeah. So I think we've talked enough for now. So let's move straight on to the feature race highlights. See what's happened in round 3. Round 3 started with Ben on pole. Second place Gazza got a poor start, dropping him down a few places, with Jason getting a flyer. Almost a big accident between last week's winners and last season's champion, as they almost put each other into the wall. But on the run down to turn 1, it was pretty clean, with Ben coming away ahead of Adam. A couple of laps into the race, Dom and Jason had a bit of a coming together, forcing them both off the track, and queuing up a good battle between Adele and Gaza as well, which would carry on for quite a few laps actually. A bit further down the field, Dean had a miserable race. He had a coming together with Pren, which forced him off the track, and he would finish down in 14th place. But back at the front of the field, Adam was piling on the pressure with Ben, hassling him into mistake, but unfortunately he wasn't quite close enough to make the move. And even more unfortunate enough for him, he did actually disconnect, meaning still 0 points for the season's favourite. New sign-up Brent had a few technical difficulties, meaning he was unfortunately unable to finish the race. And again, last season's champion Andrew, with a bit of a battered up car, still getting used to his wheel. Just ahead of him though, his teammate Gaza was having a good battle with Dom as they fought over second position. Dom eventually getting the move done and getting second position. However, the stewards did deem him to have extended and cut the track limits too often, awarding him a 5-second penalty, which would put him behind Gaza in the final standings. A couple of places behind them, there was a good battle between Adele, Jason and Tom as they fought over 5th, 6th and 7th. Jason getting ahead into 5th, but it was a lights to flag victory for Ben, first win of the season and continuing his 100% record on the podium this season. However, on the last corner, Tom did make a move on Adele, and controversially the stewards did deem him to make an illegal overtake, and they did put him behind Adele in the official standings. But overall, Ben took the victory. Gaza was second, Dominic was third, Andrew was fourth, and Jason was fifth, and those guys will be at the back of the grid for the sprint race. There was a controversial moment in this feature race about the last corner with Tom and Adele. It's been quite hotly debated on the forums. Lance, you've been kept quiet really in the forums. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, if you want to just look back to last season, I'll just say Imola, and that's all I'll say about that. It's some of those stuff's pretty petty, and at one point we all agreed that the curves were a part of the racetrack, and I'm assuming some drivers think that since there's no grass, that all the asphalt is considered part of the track. So it's just a track limit thing, and things happen, and hopefully Bruno's got a lot of grass and sand traps, so shouldn't see a lot of cutting and extending there, but anywhere that's got more asphalt than grass, I imagine the stewards are probably going to be pretty busy for the rest of the season when you have posting like that go out.
Yeah.
So, you have one driver. If you go after one driver, then obviously he's going to come after you the next race. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah. We got the first 5 at the back of the grid again. How do you think this track will lend itself to the sprint race?
It should. Like I said, we're switching to the shorter version. We should be seeing a lot more overtakes, especially from the long straight into the hairpin, and then out of the hairpin into the quick left-hander, and then the right-hander is usually the other good overtaking space. But we should see a really good battle, and I imagine there's going to be a lot of contact with the fast people at the back trying to make their way through to the front. So
yeah, do you think the darkness is a night race? Obviously, do you think that makes it a little bit harder for visibility, or can you see enough?
I don't think so. I think the start time that we had for the in-game start time was just enough where the sun wasn't completely gone, so there was still. It was more like a dusk to night race.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the sprint race, it's shorter, so we didn't really get much of the night. But the Dubai Autodrome is completely lit up at night, so there's definitely no excuses there. It's not like we were at Road America or something where it's absolutely pitch black at night, except for your headlights, or Le Mans, when you're not into the main complex. So
yeah, okay, fair enough. So let's head on to race 4 and the sprint race. So round 4 sprint race, we've got 2 fast guys at the front, Adele and Adam, and Adele gets a flying start as he takes the lead already. Adam drops down to second, but on the run down to turn 1, is it going to be all clean again? It looks like Jason has got a good start as well, with up to P3 ahead of Tom.
Mercedes power is so OP.
Yeah, as we sweep round, someone at the back's going a bit wide, can't quite see who that was, but everyone's clean enough through the first turn up to the fast left-right chicane. Oh, and contact.
3 cars are off.
3 cars. Who's that? That is.
It's going to be Benjamin there.
Yeah, and Pren.
Pren, I think, was not Pren, but Jason was in there.
No, Pren's in the red, Jason's in the orange. So yeah, as the leaders head round turn 4 hairpin for the first time, and someone else is running wide. Quite a scrappy start, actually. No.
As I say, 2-3 wide all the way back through the field.
Yes.
And we got a slow Audi in the back there. It looks like, I think that's Vashni there.
Yeah, disappointing seeing as he had a good sprint race in Bathurst.
Yeah, he had some good pace. Some of these cars are so hard to tell apart. It was either Vashni or Lion parted, one of the two.
Tyler, yeah.
The newer guy, Tyler.
Yeah.
A fellow American.
Always rooting for the Americans, aren't we? But yeah, again, wide people. Actually, that's as a spinner. Is that Dominic? I think that might have been Dominic spinning.
Yeah, it looked like Dominic there. Yes.
This Audi here is Bajny, so I think it might have been Tyler who was slower at the back there. But on board,
I believe that's that. Well, there's Ben behind me. I believe that is.
Yeah. Oh, someone's still at the start. Maybe not ready to the start. Maybe that's just a lag, I don't know. Got in car, on car, behind car now. He can't make up his mind, this cameraman. As he's down the inside into turn 1 and taking the position nice and cleanly.
Very nice overtake done by Ben there.
Oh, as he does run wide, and someone BMW ahead. I don't know who that was. It might have been Andrew even, sorry. But the McLaren, you're coming back at him. You got so much straight line speed. Are we going 3 wide into? No, not quite. The BMW behind thought better of it. As everyone's coming in close proximity now. This could be an interesting battle. Oh, and indeed it is.
It looks
Ben's
like
gone.
Benjamin hit off Ben on Ben there. So that allowed myself and Gareth to sneak through. That's Gareth that is who's behind me, if I remember correctly.
Okay, yeah. Benjamin is now eyeing up Ben, and he's gone for it, and Ben is hanging it around the outside. I'm getting confused myself. But is that Gazza who's gone wide?
Yeah, Gazza went.
Yeah.
He overbraked, I guess.
Yeah.
Overshot the turn a little bit, but as we're trying to pick a battle out here.
Adele has
back to the
taken
front.
the lead.
There's Adele with Adam right behind him.
Yeah, this is going to be quite
Make
a battle
on
I
the
would have thought
inside
again.
for turn 1.
Adam being so unfortunate with his first 3 races, yet to finish in all 3 of the first races, and being one of the title favourites, got to be disappointed. His back is against the wall for the rest of the season already.
Yeah, always blame it on the on his internet there. So
yeah, not.
So
Well,
look at this dicey battle through here as wow, Ben completely cut across the track there.
I don't know if this is contact
just so
or
people
just.
know that is illegal. That you should not do that. So for
Yeah.
future reference, do not do that.
I don't know if this is contact being made by other drivers, or is it just people out braking themselves?
I think there was contact there, but I mean, you shouldn't just drive all the way across the runoff area and rejoin the track at full speed. So, but then again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, as Adele seems to be gapping the other 2 drivers now a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he's pulling a little bit of a gap to Adam, but can never count out that that Bentley power. So, see what it can do.
Yeah,
As Ben makes a move on the inside of Lance.
Oh, I think that was an Audi. Might have been Bajny.
Yeah, that was Bajny there. I believe he was hit wide.
Yeah, but Ben aggressively down the inside there. Gazza having to force out wide. And now Lance is looking to make it count with his supreme straight line speed. But I think he's a bit too far back. But the BMW's coming back at the rough. Will he go down the inside? Yes, he will. Can he make it stick? Not quite. Ben cuts across. Fortunately, no contact.
That rough is so late on the brakes.
Oh,
so
big spin.
Yeah, there goes. There's
That's Tyler.
there.
Yep. Oh no.
Is that a track map on the side of this car?
Yeah, unfortunately for Tyler, he's spun, and hopefully you can rejoin and catch up. It'd be a lonely race otherwise for him. But I think Adele might have made a mistake actually. Everyone else has seemed to
Adele,
caught up.
followed by Adam and Jason.
I think that's
and it looks
Dean.
like that's Friend right behind him there in 4th.
I thought that was Dean. Might be Prin.
Is it Dean? I can never tell the Mercedes.
The lights don't help.
They look exactly the same. It's probably Dean. You're right.
Yeah.
Friend was having wheel issues this race. So.
Yeah. As
Jason
having a little look, but not quite close enough to make it. As we run down towards the final corner, Adam just holding back, but the Mercedes is also very quick down the straight. Will Jason be able to do anything? So a nice long half a mile straight, so you've got quite a long time to figure out what you're going to do. But everyone's line astern actually, so nothing happening at the front. As everyone seems to be settling into a rhythm now.
Yeah, everyone's kind of settling into their
Tyler's still over there. Surprised there might be yellow flags out. But I think that's Tom actually in 5th. So carrying over his good form from.
Yeah, very hard to tell those Astons apart from each other. The only difference is one has a yellow stripe, one has a red one.
Yeah.
It's literally it. I think the 2 hardest parts to tell apart are Dean and Ola's, because they're almost exactly alike except for the number. As
3rd, 4th, and 3rd and 4th have dropped way back, and in fact I think Dean has taken 3rd position off of Jason. Don't know if we've got a replay to see what happens, but the front 2 definitely not that quick to get away that quickly.
Pulling away, they are up there at the front due to the battles behind.
Yeah, so Adam waiting patiently in the wings. As for straight line speed, they seem to be quite even, but with the Bentley being so big, and wide. It's quite hard for him to slipstream such a small car like the rough.
Yeah, he's driving that big old boat, and there you go. There's a confirmation. Yes,
Yeah.
Dean is ahead of Jason now. So
I think that's
well
Dean
done
had
to
a Pren,
Dean.
actually. Yeah.
It looks like a car stuck on the grid due to somebody disconnecting in the race, which messes up the replay. So.
Gives a good on-track view.
And I believe that was Benjamin there running without his headlights on.
Yeah, so maybe a bit of contact there. As Adam is still tucked in
sizing
behind.
up a move here. Let's see if he ducks.
He's going to have to do it on the brakes, I think, but he's a bit too far back to make a move this time. But as you said earlier on, Nance, you are in a bit of a heavier car this season. How are you finding it compared to the Ginetta you had last season?
Overheating brakes is the big difference. Yeah, that Ginetta, you literally could close the brake duct all the way down and your brakes wouldn't overheat because the car was so light. So that, and you could run about 30 liters less fuel for a race because it didn't take up any gas either. As it's like Adam might make another move here. No, decide. Wait.
Oh, he's down the inside.
What a move there!
It's the same corner as Ben made a mistake in this in the feature race, I think. But Adam wasn't quite close enough in that race. But he has made it stick on Adele, and he has taken the lead of round 4. Now the question is, can he pull away, or will Adele come back at him? You would expect both drivers really to be at the front, but you would have thought they'd be starting towards the back in this sprint race with the reversed 5.
Right. I think Adele just got passed by Jason on the last lap of the feature race to push him into 6th, so he was able to qualify at the front for the sprint race.
Yeah. We're on board watching Dean and Pren.
That's Jason there, actually.
No, that's Ola, and that's Ola in the BMW. And I think that's that's a red car. Sorry, it's Pren.
Yeah, I was going to say it's so hard to.
That is Pren.
But like I said, like the somebody disconnecting the replay can be messed up as well. So like that may actually be Jason. It looks like they're being followed by is that Andrew? I think in 5th there.
Yeah.
And what is going on there?
Didn't gain any advantage though. So
that's not how you take a right-hander.
In fact, I do actually remember Ben telling me that the replay was actually messed up and some cars aren't who they say they are. So it could be anyone for all we know.
I'm pretty sure that's Jason. So we got Dean, Jason, and then I'm pretty sure that's Andrew because I'm pretty sure Gareth is still behind Ben. And Ben should be right behind this pack here.
Right. But
back to the
at
front
least we
here.
know who the 2 leaders are. That's the main thing at the moment. So,
like Dean had some damage there to his rear wing.
Andrew's having a look at the Mercedes. He's going around the outside. Will he be able to stick it? No, he's not. But he might get the cutback. Pren.
He was looking for it, but Mercedes driver sticks it right on the apex.
Yeah, I think we'll just stick with Mercedes driver for a name at the moment.
And that's
that was a bit
it's so bad watching it now. Like that's a huge corner cut.
Yeah. But it's nice to see Andrew's car in one piece actually at the moment.
It doesn't look like a milk carton after lunch in elementary school.
Yeah.
Squished up on both sides.
Yeah. But Andrew's still piling on the pressure on the Mercedes. I see what you mean about the lights have gone on this car on the Aston.
Yeah,
but
and
Ben
I believe
behind.
That might actually be Tom. Actually, not.
Yeah,
that is
bit
Tom.
Of red, yeah.
Indeedly.
Bit of red is Tom. Yeah.
Ben's going to look around the outside. Audacious move here.
Not quite pulling it off, but he's got a good exit. He's going to have a little lunge. Tom's giving him plenty of room. In fact, a whole track's width of room. And as Ben has a look down the inside,
he doesn't need another invitation like that. So
that's why he is the championship leader at the moment.
That's right. You crack the door for him, and he kicks it open like a policeman.
Yeah. But Tom coming back with a good straight line speed, but not quite close enough, as Gaza is trying to catch up still. But the Audi actually still hasn't been moved from turn 1. Not sure what's happening from that. I don't know if he's retired or if he's just having plenty of trouble.
Like we said earlier, it could just be a replay glitch from, I believe it was Bashni that disconnected about halfway through the race. So.
Okay.
I know my replay. Everybody was in a different car than what they were supposed to be in. So. I definitely couldn't tell who was who on my replay.
It shows how accurate this video is. We could be saying you are someone else. But let's go with the flow. We'll commentate on what cars we see.
Alright, so this is the group of Ben, Tom, and Gareth, and they should be. I think that's going to be 5th, 6th, and 7th, I believe.
Oh, God knows. But we've got they've got a runner wide. That must be Andrew, as Gaz is just in shot here now.
There's
and
some
someone
contact.
else. Is that Tom pulling over to let him back through because of contact, or is it? Yeah, I think it might have been. Yep. That's a good sportsmanship there. But Jason, if this is Jason, it might not be.
That one's definitely orange.
Yeah.
Right. There's Dominic. We haven't seen much of him.
Yeah, he had an early
race.
spin, so he's trying to recover back through the field, but he's not really made much progress. As it looks like Adam's actually made a bit of a gap to Adele at the front. As Ola is pushed out wide by Pren.
That's Pren and Ola there.
Yep. As we're running down into the turn 4 hairpin. Who's going to get there? I think Pren's going to make it stick. Yes, he has. But Ola's coming back round the outside. He's got the inside for this corner. And he makes the move stick again. But Pren's still not disappeared. Now Pren's got the inside.
I think there's. Oh, there they go. I was going to say, I think they were still side by side. But
yeah,
very good, clean racing at the back.
Ola goes defensive now and keeps the position. Excellent driving from the two of them there. Completely clean, no contact. As Pren is now on a mission to get back through.
He's back on the hunt for that Z4.
Yeah. And there's a slight opportunity as Ola takes a bit of a wider line into that corner. Coming down into the final corner now. Pren not making a move, but we know how much Mercedes he's got in the back of that car in terms of straight line speed.
So he should be coming. I was gonna say, but none of the other cars were sleepers because the straights were just, some of them were just short enough where when you got on the power that you start to close, you have to get on the brakes. So
yeah,
needed a little DRS or KERS to help with some overtakes, but
yeah,
it doesn't exist in GT3.
We wish. Yeah, have you driven any other cars at all in testing?
Yeah, I've driven almost all the GT3 cars, so maybe not since some of the latest patches, but I have done a little bit of time in each car, so it's always nice to know how each car handles, so you know where their strong and weak points are.
Yeah. Which would have been your ideal car at the start of the season?
I really wanted, when we were getting down to what was left, I really wanted the Aston Martin GTE, which is the V8 version, but it actually wasn't on the list. So,
fair.
So I'll take the McLaren. It was either I was going to get the McLaren or the Jetta again. So
yeah. So
as I don't know what we're looking at there,
and the crowd's going wild.
As back to the front, there's Adam, followed by Adele.
Yeah, as we're entering the closing stages of the race now.
Here's followed by Jason.
Pren, I think, it's the red. So.
That's Ben there.
Yeah.
I believe Andrew behind him now.
Yes, it is, yeah. So Ben's got past Andrew at some point.
Followed by Dean.
And that's Jason. Tom.
And Tom.
Is that you
Myself.
or Ronnie?
Oh my god, he's moving so fast, I can't tell.
So yeah, the race is kind of settling down a little bit now. Not too much in the way of action, unlike the Bathurst sprint race, but we have got Ben and Andrew nose to tail, so hopefully this will give us a bit more action towards the end of the closing stages. As Andrew is having a look down the inside, under the braking, what's he like? Can he make it stick? No. It's surprising actually, I thought a lot of people would be able to make more moves sticking to that turn 4 hairpin, but the turn 5 is a left-hander, so if you stick it around the outside you have got the inside for the next corner.
Here comes the undercut by Andrew.
As we,
so what are you doing? What's the race director doing? Why would you go away from such a battle?
We need to sack this guy. Who records this crap?
The race director's all over the place.
Yeah, so now we're back on board. They could have been several overtakes by now, but yeah, I think we must be getting towards near enough the last lap, but Andrew's still pressuring. He had good straight line speed down the back straight. Wheeler's taken down the front straight. As he is side by side. Nice shot there actually. As we're heading into the braking zone, will he be able to stick it?
Should be braking just after the 100-meter board there on the right side, as you see. Ran a little deep. Yeah. Brakes probably a little hot at this point in the race. I believe there's 3 laps to go, including this one.
Yeah, so it's last season's battle for the championship. And actually Andrew has got it back, so we know these two can race. And Ben is still trying to come back, but his straight line speed's a bit less than the BMW, so he's going to have a bit of trouble. So he might have to try under braking to have a dive, but he's having a look around the outside.
He's going to go around the outside
using all of that track.
Look at that.
Andrew got nothing, can't do anything about it. Excellent driving by both of them, and in fact I think their Z4 is catching up to both of them as well.
It's going to allow Dean to close.
So he's going to be hoping for a bit of chaos to make an easy couple of places.
Maybe
I think he spun actually. I think they spun. Curse of the commentator definitely there, as Andrew is back ahead, and this is turning out to be the best battle of the race actually. Side by side, corner after corner, cutback after cutback. As we come on to Adam now, as he comes into the final corner, 3 races of pain and torture to finally get the victory, or at least the podium he deserved, as he takes his first victory of the season, slowing down, flashing his lights, showing off a bit. Don't blame him, to be fair, as Adele crosses the line just ahead of Jason, I think that was, and Gaza. Andrew comes ahead of Ben,
yes.
And then we've got a nice freeway here. Nice freeway between Tom, I think that's Ola, and someone else.
Gaz?
Gaza, yeah. Photo finish there. I think Ola just gets it ahead of Tom.
It's going to be Benjamin there.
And Benjamin across the line behind them.
Here I come. I was so happy for this race to be over.
You got a bit of damaged front end as well.
Yeah.
Alright, and here's your teammate Ronnie. Well done in his... Did he race last race?
Yeah, he raced in the feature, but he didn't race in the last round.
Oh, fair enough. But covering drive of Liam this time. As we come to the final results, we do have Adam taking his first victory of the season with fastest lap as well, just ahead of Adele and Dominic, which shows who was in what car because we didn't see Dominic's car anywhere.
So who was the red Mercedes was actually a white Bentley.
Yeah,
the white Bentley would have been a red Mercedes.
Yeah, and Andrew was ahead of Ben, so we got that right. And in fact, Tom was 6th ahead of Gaza. Jason was 8th.
There's Jason, yeah.
Dean was 9th ahead of Benjamin. Ola was down in 11th actually. and Lance and Ronnie in 12th and 13th, with Pren having to retire because of technical issues again, which would be mightily disappointing for him. But overall, that was a good race. Good action, especially a lot of side-by-side racing. Lance, as you mentioned, didn't have the greatest of weekends, not like last week.
No, an eighth and a 12th, but I'll take it for what it's worth. But Dubai's not my track, so I knew it was going to be damage control from the very beginning. So
yeah, so we are going to Brno next week. That's Czech Republic, I believe.
Yes, sir, Czech Republic.
Yeah. Is that a circuit you get on well with?
I did. I did pretty well last year. I believe when we raced this track last year, I was reserve, so I actually had to switch cars right before the race. So hopefully I score better than I did last season. I think I finished 8th, so hopefully we'll score better than 8th in both races. Looking at practice pace, it looks like, just to give the viewers a heads up, that pole is probably going to be like a low 157, and I'm in the mid 58s, just to give people an idea how far off the pace I am at the moment. So,
yeah, so that will bring us to the end of this broadcast. Adam finally gets his first victory of the season after disconnecting in the first 3 races. But will this be the rise of the championship favourite? Join us next week in Brno.